Your Steve Jones Show podcast is loading now. The Steve Jones Show podcast is sponsored by Sunbury Motors, North 4th Street in Sunbury, and Sunbury Motors Kia, routes 11 and 15 in Hummel's Wharf. Sports talk where your voice counts. This is the Steve Jones Show on News Radio 1070 WKOK. Now, from the Sunbury Motors Studio, here's Steve Jones.
Good afternoon, everybody. It is the Steve Jones Show on a Thursday. News Radio 1070 WKOK. Matt Catrillo here with you. Steve will soon be there in the Sunbury Motors studio. Sunbury Motors, 4th Street in Sunbury. Sunbury Motors Kia, routes 11 and 15 in Hummel's Wharf. And online at sunburymotors.com. Ford, Lincoln, Kia, Hyundai, all new pre-owned inventory. All at Sunbury Motors, 4th Street in Sunbury. Sunbury Motors Kia, routes 11 and 15 in Hummel's Wharf. And online at sunburymotors.com. We want to thank everyone that came out to the Purdy Memorial Golf Tournament yesterday, the 30th annual tournament at the Susquehanna Valley Country Club, in order to benefit the Greater Susquehanna Valley YMCA. Picture perfect day. It was a lot of fun. I won something for the second straight year. I'm very happy about that. And I know Sue is too, along with Chad Evans, who I played with yesterday. Steve, I know, had a great time. I'm sure he'll have his remarks when he steps up here to this Sunbury Motors studio. But it was a terrific time yesterday. And it was great to see everybody. Weather was perfect. Show was great. Thanks to Doug Birdsong, too, for coming down. Thanks to Adam Purdy for joining us yesterday. And seeing the hole-in-one, Barrett, congratulations again, winning $25,000. First time ever in tournament history, which is just amazing, on the hardest par 3 there, on 3. So it was a really terrific day yesterday, all for a great cause. And thanks to everybody that came out yesterday and played, came up for the show, came out afterwards, beforehand. It was great seeing everybody there, so we really enjoyed it and already can't wait for next year. So it was certainly a terrific time. And now we get to look forward to some NFL football tonight with the Hall of Fame game tonight at 8 on Fox, Steelers and the Cowboys. And obviously when it comes to the Hall of Fame game, there's not a whole lot of hype with this other than that football is back. But there are some interesting storylines for both teams tonight, even though the starters won't play, which is still not surprising to me, even though you've got less preseason games this year. But once again, it's still not surprising that you're not going to see all the starters for both teams play of what's going to be the start of what really should be a really cool weekend in Cannon with the enshrinements for the Centennial class and this year's 2021 class. Obviously well represented by both teams this weekend. But as far as the game tonight, for the Steelers side of things, you're looking at Dwayne Haskins right away. He's going to get significant playing time tonight. He's got that first opportunity in front of a national audience to kind of reprove himself a little bit after his fallout with the Washington football team. So I'm very much curious to see how he does tonight. And, of course, Mason Rudolph's getting the start. You always want to see where his progress is as the presumed backup. But maybe if he doesn't play well, maybe Dwayne Haskins does. You know, it's a little bit of a fascinating situation still, I think. And I also still think it may be Mason Rudolph's to lose going into tonight. But if he doesn't play well and Haskins plays well, then maybe it changes a little bit. You know, Mike Tomlin's already been quoted as saying maybe they got something for nothing in Dwayne Haskins. And they very well may have. We'll have to see. So that's something to look forward to tonight. Najee Harris will play tonight. I'm sure his touches are going to be limited, but you'll see him tonight for the first time in a Steeler uniform. He's had a strong start to camp as well. And Kendrick Green also going to start tonight at center, part of that revamped offensive line. I believe he's going to start tonight despite that. So, and that's going to be probably one of the biggest hurdles the Steelers are going to face this year, is having that revamped O-line. And then for the Cowboys side of things, of course, I can't be remiss if I didn't mention Pat Freiermuth. A lot of the top Penn Staters are making their NFL preseason debuts tonight. Of course, Freiermuth in Pittsburgh, and he's had a terrific camp from what we've seen so far. I know Alex has talked a lot about that. My buddy Alex Kazor from Steelers Depot is going to join us at 4:06 to preview the game tonight. And he's also been at every training camp practice that they've had at Heinz Field open to the public. So he's definitely seen a lot so far. So looking forward to have him join at 4:06. But on the Dallas side of things, of course, Micah Parsons is going to get his first crack at it tonight. I'm sure his snaps will probably be limited too, but it'll be good to see him. And then right now the backup for Dallas is Garrett Gilbert. And apparently the backup job is his to lose. So I guess we'll see how he goes tonight. I believe he's going to get the start for Dallas. And, of course, Kelvin Joseph, too. Cowboys using their second-round pick on him there. So, and there's a lot more to get into, and I'm sure Alex is going to have his thoughts on who he's watching out for tonight. I know, of course, if you look back from earlier in the week, Neil Coulon gave his 3 things to look for. That's on the SteveJonesShow.com if you had missed that from earlier this week. But again, it's just great to have football back.
Yeah.
Even though it's preseason football, I'm looking forward to watching the game tonight.
I'll watch the first quarter. I mean, it'll be exciting to watch Mason Rudolph, Garrett Gilbert, because those will be the starting quarterback. Dak Prescott's not playing. Ben Roethlisberger's not playing. In fact, I don't even think Michael will play tonight. But I don't think Pat Freiermuth might not play.
I think he is, because he was on the list of Steelers that are not going to play tonight. I'll triple check that. So I think he is going to play.
My understanding was Pat might not play tonight. So, let's see. But yeah, I'll watch probably the first quarter tonight, and then. I don't know what's on the Olympics, and I have no idea. But let's start with this. David Taylor won the gold today. David Taylor won Olympic gold, and he did it in typical David Taylor fashion. When he needed to make a move, he made the move. It was a little bit better than 10 seconds to go. He's down 3-2. Shoulder to shoulder, boom, and then popped down with cat quickness, and boom, got him down deep, took him down, won it 4-3 to win the gold. It was exciting. It was dramatic, phenomenal, and I thought that was great. And then Joe Kovac, by the way, from Penn State, won the silver in the shot put. 2 phenomenal stories right there. David Taylor, the Magic Man, gold, and Joe Kovac's shot put silver. For 2 individuals who spend a lot of time living here. Phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Those are the big stories of the day, right there. I know for Matt, the biggest story was the Yankees unveiled their Field of Dreams jersey, but most of our fans are like, what are you talking about?
Nah, I'm gearing up for the Hall of Fame game tonight in the Olympics.
Well, again, 2 Penn Staters went out, won medals. And then, of course, Alyssa Nair is part of the bronze medal winning U.S. women's soccer team. So there, you know, a lot of Penn State medals out there today. A lot of Penn State medals. How energized! I'm always so energized right after I am done with the Purdy Memorial Golf Tournament.
Oh, me too.
To see everybody yesterday. It's like seeing everybody yesterday. Steve Engel, here's a message for you. Play more golf, will you? No, I'm not joking. Steve Engel plays 4 or 5 tournaments a year. And that's all the golf he plays. And he hits the ball phenomenally well. I wish he'd play more golf. Now, of course, yeah, he's really good at his job. So, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I'm sure that, you know, that enters into it. But for a guy that doesn't play that often, Steve Engel hits a beautiful ball. So, Steve, do me a favor. Play a couple extra rounds of golf. You're good at it. And Bill and Craig Purdy are really good at it. Craig has but the smoothest swing I think I've ever seen. But, you know, to see Tom Murch yesterday, to see Season yesterday, everybody, I mean, across the board, it was just great. Just phenomenal. And, of course, you know, saw you. It was great to see Doug. Mark Lawrence stopped by. Ben Reichley stopped by. I'm trying to think, is there anybody I'm missing?
S-U-I-T, that spells Suta!
No. Yes, it was great to see Kevin yesterday, too. Right. And, you know, I had to hear about Shutter's success, and at that point, I kind of tuned everything out. So anything else he was saying about what he did, I was lost at that point. I was like, okay, fine. But I'm always energized after that because it's just so great to see everybody in our community stop by. And look, there's a good chance they're going to raise between $20,000 and $30,000 after yesterday. Hole-in-one yesterday, Barrett got the hole-in-one, which was great. Donated some of the prize money back to the Greater Susquehanna Valley YMCA. It was great to see Bonnie yesterday. We had a phenomenal time. Phenomenal time. Well, let's see here. I believe the Forbes, let's go with magazines that are not in our rack in the lobby. Okay? And that would be Forbes, right?
Probably, yeah.
What are you talking about? Look at Popular Mechanics there. It's our guy. The sports franchise values came out. Now, the 4 sports franchise values, the 2020 rankings, they're out. Okay? So this is for last year, right? The number one, let's see here. By the way, let's start with this. What is the least valuable? There's a lot of factors in value, okay? The least valuable NFL franchise. And I think they're ranked 51st or something like that.
Least valued NFL franchise?
Yes.
Jacksonville.
Nope. They're only next to last.
Carolina?
Nope.
Bengals?
Nope. The Buffalo Bills.
Really?
They're last.
Wow.
So the number one most valuable franchise in the world. In the world. These are world rankings. The number one most valuable franchise in the world is?
Man City?
Nope.
Or Manchester United, sorry.
Nope. The Dallas Cowboys.
Dallas, okay. That was going to be my next guess.
$5.5 billion. Jerry Jones paid $150 million for them. Number 2, the New York Yankees, worth $5 billion, purchased for $8.8 million. Number 3, the New York Knicks, $4.6 billion. Lakers are number 4, $4.4 billion. The Golden State Warriors are number 5.
Wow. Okay.
$4.3 billion. Now remember, they moved into the Chase Center, which increased their value. Real Madrid is 6, $4.24 billion. The Patriots are number 7 at $4.1 billion. Barcelona is 8, $4.02 billion. The Giants, the New York Giants of the NFL, $3.9 billion. Number 10, Man U, $3.81. The Rams are number 11, $3.8 billion. 49ers, $3.5 billion or 12. The Bears, $3.45 billion or 13. There's a tie at 14 between the Los Angeles Dodgers, so they'll be number 2 in baseball, $3.4 billion, equal to that of the Washington football team, $3.4 billion. The Boston Red Sox are 16 at $3.3 billion. There's a tie at 17 between the Bulls and the Cubs at $3.2 billion, and the Jets at $3.2 billion. At 20, there's a tie between the Boston Celtics, the Houston Texans, the San Francisco Giants, all at $3.1 billion. The Eagles are 23 at $3.05 billion. Bayern Munich, $3.02 at 24. The Broncos are $3 billion. The Raiders are 26 at $2.9 billion. The Green Bay Packers are 27 at $2.85 billion. The Steelers are $2.8 billion. 29 is Seattle, 278. Miami, 276 is 30. 275 Atlanta, the Falcons. The Ravens are 32 at 275. 33 the Vikings, 27. Man City, 269, 34. Indianapolis Colts, 265, 35. Clippers, $2.6 billion, 36. Chelsea, soccer, 2.58. Tied with the Brooklyn Nets and the LA Chargers. Houston Rockets are 40, 2.48. Tied at 41 are the Carolina Panthers, the Dallas Mavericks, and the New York Mets, all at 2.4. At 2.33, the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're 44. Kansas City Chiefs, they're more valuable than the Chiefs. The Chiefs are $2.3 billion. Saints, 2.28. Arsenal Soccer, 2.27. Arizona Cardinals, 2.25. St. Louis Baseball Cardinals, 2.2. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 2.2. So these are all based on valuations. So there you go. We'll take a break. We're going to talk to Joe Putnam on the show today at 3:35. Alex Kozora, Steelers Depot, coming up. We'll talk with him as well. We'll get some great Matt dirt.
Oh, I'm
Kozora's
sure.
He's going to give us some great. That's the first question. I need some Matt dirt. All right. As we continue here on News Radio 1070 WKOK.
Taking your calls at 800-795-9565. This is the Steve Jones Show on News Radio 1070 WKOK. Now, from the Sunbury Motor Studio, here's Steve Jones.
All right. And by the way, if you're wondering, the most valuable franchise outside of soccer, the NFL, the NBA, and Major League Baseball would be the New York Rangers at $1.65 billion, and they come in at number 70, as a matter of fact. So they'd be number one among NHL teams and number one outside of football, soccer, basketball, and baseball. You notice your beloved Cleveland Browns, by the way, not in here, and I know you're a huge Browns fan, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you're a front runner. All right, so today's show brought to you by Sunbury Motors, 4th Street in Sunbury. Sunbury Motors, Kia, routes 11 and 15, Hummel's Wharf. Online at sunburymotors.com. With that, we bring in From the State College Spikes, Joe Putnam. Hello, Joe. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me, Steve. Always great to be with you, and looking forward to joining you for a jam-packed weekend at the ballpark coming up.
Absolutely. And, Joe, can I touch on July first? July, sure. The Spikes averaged right around that 4,000 per night number. And obviously there's a 4th of July in there, but the other numbers were incredibly consistent. What is that telling you in the ball club of, I mean, not just the MLB Draft League, but what the franchise, we just went through franchise values here on a world level, but what does it tell you about the value of the franchise to the community, that people who didn't have it last year want it?
Well, I think we're seeing, just as the season has progressed, just an upswing throughout the course of the entire season in fans coming out to the ballpark, enjoying being outside, something to do here in Happy Valley, something they definitely missed out on in 2020. We have had so many fans throughout the course of this whole season express to us just how much their summertime changed without the Spikes around. And obviously it changed for a lot of us last summer, but here at the Spikes, we're back to providing fun, affordable family entertainment. Yes, we've got some future Major League stars on the field as well. But it's the chance to get back together with your fellow community members outside and get back to, a sense of normalcy. And providing that sort of activity for the folks here in Happy Valley, it's been tremendously gratifying throughout this entire season for us. And we're excited. We're entering the home stretch, as hard as that is to believe. We've only got 5 home dates remaining, but we're packing a lot into those 5 dates, and I know that fans really want to pack the fun that they've been having this season into those last 5 dates as well. So we have got plenty of things that fans will enjoy over these final 5 home dates starting tomorrow.
I'll probably get with you about this next week, but I at least want to start the conversation. How excited is the franchise to begin planning next year, because there's an opportunity where next year you have all the options available to you to promote that maybe you didn't have at your disposal this year because of the circumstances of the pandemic?
Absolutely. To have a full off season once again, to be able to prepare a schedule. I know a lot of folks have been looking at where the Spikes pocket schedule's been, where have been the Spikes game day programs, and owing to the circumstances, the adjustments that had to be made, we couldn't come out with those this year, but I think that we're definitely turning for the pocket schedule. You can definitely expect those next year, because we'll be able to put together a complete promotional schedule in advance of the season. We'll have a better foreknowledge of what exactly the schedule will be. We'll know what our home dates are. We'll know the state of things much earlier than we did leading into this year. And I know, like many folks out there, we made all the adjustments we could. We pivoted so many times throughout the course of the lead up to the season. And even now we're starting to make some pivots. But at the same time, it's all with the goal of providing the best possible experience for fans here at the ballpark, and the possibilities definitely expand for 2022 for State College Spikes fans. So it also gives more groups the opportunity to plan further in advance. I mean, we didn't know at the outset of this season how many groups we could accommodate, if we could accommodate any groups here at the ballpark. Thankfully, we're now back to full strength. The Pepsi Picnic Pavilion is open for the final 5 games. I will say the suites in the Geisinger Champions Club are in very short supply, so if you're looking for one of those, you better act fast. But even in the seating bowl here surrounding the field, the ability to have groups, we didn't know we'd have that. So we've got a late start on everybody for that, but now everybody from us to all the groups making their plans for 2022 will all know well ahead of time, yes, we have availability, we have these dates, we'll have these promotions, and let's get together and let's combine as one community once again here at Medlar Field at Lubrano Park. So all of that combined, we're very much looking forward to having a full off season to get ready for a 2022 season that'll have even more fun and more entertainment in store for Spikes fans.
I know that, obviously mascots are part of the fun of sports, whether it's Ike the Spike of the Spikes game or Boomer, up at a Williamsport Crosscutters game, because we always have to remember about our good friends, the Williamsport Crosscutters, right up the road in Lycoming County, and the great job that Gabe and that entire group does up there. I mean, they do a great job. We have great admiration for them. But part of there's like the Spike, there's the Nookie Monster, but there was also Bob the Baseball Dog. For those who don't realize it, they would bark in the park, and the fourth one's coming up on Sunday. A lot of people may not know that Bob the Baseball Dog passed away last week. Now, look, the last time we saw him, Joe, was that the last time you saw him? Was we were together?
Yeah, I believe so.
He came up in the booth. Now it bothered me. He did 2 innings and sounded better. And we could tell he wasn't quite right. Because he had lost weight. I mean, now, if you offered him food, and suddenly he made a quick recovery. But it was really sad for everybody. So, what are we going to do on Sunday at the last bark in the park to, honor the fact that he was a part of the fun of the franchise? Absolutely, it was very sad to learn of Bob the Baseball Dog passing this past weekend, and. The thing that Bob loved the most is just being out here at the ballpark, greeting all the fans, human and canine alike. So really for the Spikes, for us all to be able to honor Bob's life, we just want to do exactly what he set out to do each and every time he visits, just have a great time. So we're inviting fans with a Bark in the Park night, or Bark in the Park day, I should say. Come on out, bring your four-legged friend, do what Bob enjoyed, and just have a great time at the ballpark. The bleacher seats will be open up, and in addition, Paint the Park Purple going on, so the first 200 dogs get purple spiked bandanas, thanks to our friends at Juniper Village at Brookline. But with all that, Bob was a source of great vitality. He was just as much a celebrity as anybody else here at the ballpark, and he knew how to act it. Yeah. He was 13 human years old at the time of his passing. So we're going to miss Bob. We're going to miss him a whole lot. There'll be fond remembrances throughout the night, throughout the evening of Bob and his time spent with us. But we're going to do our best to celebrate Bob's life at the ballpark, at the final bark in the park of the season. And again, just do what Bob loved to do, which is come on out to the ballpark, have a great time. And I will say this as well, pregame, we will definitely have a moment of remembrance, but it might be a little different because, Bob, he was a little different as well. So, it's definitely going to be an emphasis on a joyous occasion at the ballpark. And I also want to say our sincere gratitude forever goes to the McCall family who took care of Bob for over a decade. And I know this one hit them as hard and really hit them the hardest of all. So, there will be representation from the McFall family out at the ballpark as well. We'll be hearing from them throughout the course of the game. So, definitely hats off to them. And we're gonna make sure that Bob knows that he was loved and adored by all of us here at the Spike. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, but it's also going to be, what the heck, let's have fireworks, Joe. That's right. This weekend, chock full, more chances to watch fireworks from the field. 3 fireworks shows remaining, 2 of them shooting off each of the next 2 nights. Friday night, presented by the Meadows. Saturday, presented by our own home area, College Township. Yeah. Presenting a great fireworks show, and fans can head down on the outfield grass for both nights. Following the game, we'll light up the skies over Happy Valley. Great displays, thanks to our fireworks partners at Starfire Corporation. And I tell you what, they've been enhanced, they've been extended, and really fans are going to get a treat, and they're going to get a unique view from the outfield grass. I know we've had rave reviews each of the first few occasions we've been able to do fireworks from the field, to be able to watch fireworks from the field. And it's going to continue on Friday night, Saturday night. I mean, this is a jam-packed weekend. We've also got, in addition to fireworks, in addition to all the other great special events, we've got Scout Night at the ballpark. We've got Penn Valley Community Night, in addition to College Township
community night, which means a free kids zone Friday and Saturday night as well. It just up and down the line. We've got food specials, drink specials, etc. So all of that put together, I mean, we're talking about the next to last weekend of the season. So, hopefully everybody can take advantage of this opportunity to come outside, have a lot of fun with us, and enjoy a great time at the ballpark.
And, by the way, one of the greatest promotional items ever is weather. And the weather is going to be phenomenal, Joe.
It is looking gorgeous. 80 degrees, lots of sunshine throughout the whole weekend. I mean, we definitely we would bargain and haggle for weather like this, but thankfully we haven't had to. So we definitely look forward to welcoming everybody out for some picture-perfect August evenings at the ballpark. Whether you're with your family, maybe you're the four-legged member of your family, it's going to be a great time, all three games.
It's all with the Williamsport Crosscutters, and then we'll get into the final couple of games of the season because we'll do that next Wednesday. We'll get together and talk about that, talk about the Thursday and Friday games, because what the Crosscutters and the Spikes have done is they were able to bring baseball back to the area again.
Yes, indeed.
Joe, thanks so much. Look forward, my friend, to seeing you tomorrow night.
Indeed. Looking forward to seeing you as well, Stephen. Looking forward to seeing everyone out there here at the ballpark tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday.
Let's have some fun. All right, we'll come back with more in a moment as we continue on News Radio 1070 WKOK. When it comes to car buying, there's the other guy's way, and then there's the SMC way. The other guys force you into a vehicle you really don't want. The Sunbury Motors way lets you take the time you need to browse, ask questions, and take the test drive and think on it. For over 100 years, the Mertz family and all their employees have made your experience the most pleasant one you'll ever have. The other guys won't offer you the best price for your trade, no matter how much they say they will. The SMC way is their promise to provide you with the most money the market shows your vehicle is worth. The SMC way is to offer you all applicable factory rebates on new vehicles and generous discounts. Looking for a pre-owned vehicle? The SMC way checks each vehicle in a 200-mile radius to determine the lowest price, then beat it. It's the lowest price promise, just part of the SMC way. The choice is up to you. The other guy's way or the SMC way. The SMC way wins every time. Sunbury Motors Company in the North 4th Street Auto Plaza, Sunbury, and at sunburymotors.com. Selling more cars and satisfying more customers for over 100 years. Mason Rudolph leads the Pittsburgh. Oh, that wasn't the headline they were hoping for. Najee Harris. No, he's not going to really play much either. Dak Prescott. No, he's not playing at all either. Joe Buck is right now in a hotel room calling somebody. Who are these people? But it'll be just great to see football back, right?
Oh, yeah.
By the way, they have not handed Jalen Hurts the starting job in a silver platter.
Whatever. It will come eventually.
What if they acquired Deshaun Watson?
Then I'll be a little nervous. I'm not quite there yet because there's a lot of uncertainty with that right now.
Well, I understand that. I mean, 22 is a big number. We'll leave it at that. But what if they do? That's something that is... Oh, boy. See, I know talent and experience means so much in the NFL, and it means so much in every sport. But I don't think you can sit there and acquire someone that is currently being looked at. So let's go back to Michael Vick. Michael Vick, when the Eagles acquired him, had already paid his debt to society. That's a big difference, where you get a second chance after you pay your debt to society. Now, there are many animal lovers out there, I, of course, am one, that would not agree with that, all right, at all. And if I'm sitting there and I'm in that spot, all right, do I acquire him? No, I'd probably go with other options just because I'm just so disgusted by what he did. But I've always been a big believer in second chances. Right? And then people will say, well, you don't sound like you give the suit a second chance. I've given him 12. Right? I'm kind of like, I'm at the breaking point. I'm done. Right? After a dozen, you're like, we're not going anywhere. But that is when somebody is under an active, when they're actively looking at them, I don't think you can acquire them. I think you need to have the dust settled before you acquire them.
Absolutely, and then you saw the report that that talks were heating up between the Eagles and Texans, but then Pro Football Talk said, well, the Eagles and several teams are in limbo right now because they don't know what's coming on legally, as they should be.
Well, okay. Some teams it may be a moral dilemma, which is the right dilemma.
Right.
Others it's going to be, well, gee, if we acquire him, he might not be available. No, that's not how you look at it. Okay? It's a moral dilemma. It is not an availability dilemma. There's a big difference between the two. And then after that, then it becomes, a competency dilemma. Because, the suit's always available. The competency we question. It's just not, so boy.
F-O-U-L-E-D, that spells fouled.
So good to see Doug yesterday.
It was.
And to see you, and to see Ben, Mark. Mark stopped by. So refreshing. I'll tell you, when the suit left, then I saw the mountain range. I was like, wow, it's beautiful out there.
Oh, my almighty!
I hate this show. Alex Kazar is in the next half hour talking about the Steelers and Matt.
Yes.
Well, you sound so downtrodden when I bring that up.
Because I never know what he's going to pull out of his hat this time.
It's just...
It's just like the old days.
Yeah. MediaCom, by the way, added the ACC network. So that's good. Does anybody have MediaCom? No? The key for them is they need Comcast to say yes. Jason Garrett, the Giants offensive coordinator, former head coach of the Giants. Okay.
Yeah, this was stupid.
All right. So we talked about Deion Sanders. So if you're going to talk about Deion Sanders doing it, you got to talk about everybody does it. Giants offensive coordinator Jason Garrett, right, would like to be called coach. Right? Just told us to call him coach as he walked off the podium. He said, good to see you guys. You say, good to see you in person, Jason. We say, good to see you, coach. That's how we do it. Like, what the heck? Hey. I'm all for respect, always, but referring to somebody by their first name is not disrespect. When did referring to somebody by their first name become disrespect?
And no offense, Jason Garrett hasn't necessarily proved himself to be someone who can say something like that. He's back as an offensive coordinator for a reason.
I don't understand this. Where, for one thing, to be honest with you, to the media people in the room, he's not coaching them. Now, if you want Saquon Barkley to call him coach, okay, that's because he's working for him.